Ni hao ma, aslan wa sahlan, annyeonghaseyo, hello, and welcome to this mini course. My name is Naim Mohammed, and today I'd like to show you how you can learn any language within 7 days. By the way, my website is pronounced Jina. That's the first one below my name. Thank you very much. Now, before we begin, there are a few things that we must do. Number one, we need to list a few reasons why we'd like to learn this language. It could be for a number of causes, for personal reasons, business, travel, a potential job opportunity, religion, anything. For example, one language that I've been learning for personal reasons is Japanese. As many of my language students already know, I've been studying Japanese for well over a decade now, and the primary reason for that has been my love of the animation and graphic novels. Needless to say, I neither read manga nor watch anime nowadays, so please don't ask me what my favorite anime is. It's been a long time ago. Next, we also need to have a willingness to change our current ways of thinking. We need to begin to think more like the native speakers of our target language. Like for me, going back to Japanese, I began to think in Japanese recently, reading roughly a few years ago, and now my thoughts are composed of Japanese and English, roughly 50-50. Then again, it might be a tad more unbalanced because I'm studying other languages now, such as Korean, Spanish, Mandarin, and Arabic. And finally, we must cultivate a profound interest in not only the language but also the culture, as well as the geography and native speakers of that language. We have to be really passionate about the language that we're learning to the point where we want to gather more information about everything concerning that language. We have to have that distinctive drive to learn our target language. One thing that you can do, like I had done in the past, is search Wikipedia or Google for one of the countries where our target language is being spoken or widely communicated in. There we can find out about the geography of the country, the demographics, the education system, you name it, and it will all be available online. In fact, if you want to take things a step further, I'd recommend conducting a Google Maps or Earth search of the country that you want to learn more about. For example, I conducted a Google Earth search of Dubai, located in the UAE or United Arab Emirates, using Street View last week, and I was able to get a bird's eye view of the city. It's truly beautiful, and I definitely hope to visit it one day. So we should pick our curiosity in the language that we intend to learn. So to get started, we're going to need a set of headphones, or preferably a reasonably priced pair, one that's designed for sleeping, because some of the activities are going to require them. I currently wear a pair of Sony earphones that cost around $10. You don't have to pay such a small amount, but it's a pretty decent amount for an investment in your future. Also, we need an MP3 player, smartphone, or any other mobile device, such as a tablet computer. I trust that most, if not all of you own a smartphone from Apple or Samsung. I just mentioned those two because of some commercials that I've viewed recently. If you have any other type of phone, please don't feel offended. uh, Next is the flashcard or memorization software. We need a way to remember the new terms and phrases that we're going to be learning. For that, I personally recommend either Anki, SuperMemo, or Brainscape. In fact, while I was in university, I tended to use the latter as a tool for studying for exams, and it really helped. As a result, I still use the website or app today. You can check it out. Just search for Brainscape in your phone's app store, and you shouldn't have any problems looking for it. It's definitely awesome. In addition, we've to obtain target language material. Fortunately, we don't have to look beyond the internet. A wide array of websites is available in any language imaginable. If you want to learn more about any topic, what do you usually do? If you're like me, then you either use Google or Baidu. But the key is to search for the information in your target language. The key is to begin learning languages using themselves, or in other words, with the monolingual approach, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. And last but not least, we need to have an open mind to new ideas and methods of learning. So here's what we're going to be doing for the first 7 days. On the first day, we'll select our target language or the language that we intend to learn and thus attain fluency in. If you've already selected your target language or languages, if you plan to go along the polyglot route, you can skip to the additional steps required for this day. On the second day, we'll begin creating flashcards for daily vocabulary words. Basically, we're going to jot down or type a list of items that we come into constant contact with. These items can include computers, televisions, furniture, the list goes on, so long as you can see these items every day. You can also just copy and paste this list from a website for added convenience. On the third day, we'll start getting to the fun stuff, watching media in our target language. Yeah, woohoo! This would include dramas, sports programs, any type of video program that you're interested in. Now, you can do this on the first or second day if you'd like, but this activity will receive intense focus on the third day. On the fourth day, we're going to create flashcards based on the topics that interest us most. It doesn't matter what your favorite topics are, sports, automobiles, shopping, electronics, whatever they are, we can do the exact same thing that we'll have done on the second day. So this is practically an extension. On the fifth day, we'll perform the exact opposite of activity of what we'll have done on the third day, listening to media in our target language. Now, once again, it could be any particular type of media, radio broadcasts, podcasts, songs, they're all included, as long as it's audible only. You can also listen to the media while viewing the programs from day 3 to spice things up a bit further. On the sixth day, we'll finally get to speak in our target language. Speakers rejoice. On this day, we'll begin to learn phrases and expressions that native speakers tend to use in authentic situations, which leads to the final day, celebrating. We'll celebrate with our language partners and share what we've learned with them. We'll also make new friends along the way. So that's the entire week in a nutshell. How's that sound? Great! Now let's get started. Alright, day number 1. Okay, so we're now entering the first day of the mini course. Today we're going to decide upon which language we'll study. After we've decided upon this, we'll write down a fluency goal and post it on an open surface, namely a refrigerator or a wall, as long as you're able to see it every day. For example, one of my language goals is to become fluent in Arabic by January 2018. Although that seems to be a long time from now, roughly 4 years, I've still decided that this will be my goal. In addition, we'll post our intentions to learn our selected target language on a social media site. Like I can say, I'm planning to study Arabic this weekend on my Facebook page or Twitter if you're more inclined. There are tons of social media sites available, so just choose one that resonates most with you and post there. Finally, we're going to want a support buddy, or in other words, a language partner who knows or can already speak the language that we want to learn. This person can either be a native or proficient speaker. So, check out some language exchange websites such as Cafe Talk, Share Talk, LinkQ, or italki, and find someone there who can do so. Well, that's it for the first day. Please go ahead and complete the tasks, and I'll see you tomorrow, where I'll be talking about vocabulary list creation. Ciao! Alright, so we're now entering the second day of the course. How are yesterday's tasks? I hope that they had gone well. If you haven't completed all of the tasks yet, please go back to the day 1 exercises and finish them. But if you have, then welcome to day 2. Today, as the title suggests, we're going to create lists of the most common items that we come into daily contact with. This list may include computers, televisions, pets, your house, or flat, just play along here, and everything in it. You can also add the items in your school or office area to the list. Fax machines, printers, secretaries, teachers, and or bosses might be featured on it. Once you've compiled this list, which might be about 30 to 50 words long, what we want to do next would be to translate each term into our target language. But this isn't just going to be any other vocabulary list. For this list, instead of jotting down the target language word on one side and your native language equivalent on the other, we're going to replace that with images obtained from either Google, Baidu, or Flickr. So on the first side would be the target language term, followed by an accurate image of the word on the opposite side. For instance, if I were to write the Korean word for water, which is mul, I'd first write the word mul on one side. And guess what's going to be on the other side of the card? You guessed it, it's going to be a glass or a cup of water. And it's really that simple. Now you're probably wondering, Naim, where am I going to store these words? Excellent question. Well, we're going to sign up for a memorization or flashcard website such as Anki or Brainscape. Once we sign up and log in, we'll be able to create the flashcards and review them every day. How's that sound? Cool! I'm happy to hear your excitement. Well, that's virtually it for today. Tomorrow we'll cover one of my favorite days of this mini course, watching native level media. But in the meantime, please create the lists, translate them, and sign up for either Anki or Brainscape to review them. Thanks, and I'll see you then. Ciao. Well, hello again, and welcome to day 3 of the mini course. I hope that you had completed the tasks for day 2. If not, then you know what to do. Okay, so today we're going to actually watch media in our target language. Woohoo! Now, visual media consists of any type of programming that we can see, obviously. Popular examples include TV shows, movies, and music videos. So, what we're going to do today is create a list of all of our favorite topics. As I stated earlier in the course, my favorite topics are electronics and business, essentially. So for me, I'd simply jot down this really short list, I know I'm a boring person, and translate the contents of the list into my target language. Then I'd enter this term into Google, for instance, and select the video option, and voila, mission accomplished. In fact, the best site to visit would probably be YouTube. The cool part about this site is that, aside from the short videos presented on the site, many channels from well-known broadcasters exist on YouTube. These channels sometimes offer full episodes all on YouTube, which means that we can simply watch the complete episode, or its parts, for free there. One of the main things to do, though, is this. Don't use subtitles. I know that we may have this temptation to add the captions or subs onto the bottom of each video, but it wouldn't be advantageous for us if we start doing this. We'll only set ourselves back linguistically if we do this, so I'd highly recommend that you watch the programs without subtitles. You'll get fluent much more quickly that way. So to recap, we just have to create a list of our favorite topics, translate the list terms into our target language, and watch videos pertaining to each topic. It's really that simple. Well, that's it for today. Don't forget to complete those tasks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Ciao. Well, hello, and welcome back to this course titled How to Learn Any Language in 7 Days, or less. Once again, I'm your host, Naim Mohammed. So far, we've established our fluency goals, found a language partner, learned some new terms, and begun watching videos in our target language. Today, we're going to create more lists, but instead of them being about the things that we interact with regularly, these will revolve around the actual topics that we listed yesterday before watching the videos. So we're going to recover that list and jot down every term that we can think of for each topic, or we can just Google the lists to make our lives easier. It's going to progress in the same fashion as the earlier days. Translate the items, add them to the memorization software that we signed up for on day 2, and start reviewing them. We'll also review the terms from previous days while we're at it, and we'll conclude by continuing to watch the target language media. Now, if you fancy yourself a multitasker like I do, you'd probably want to watch the videos while creating the flashcards. Well, that's basically the way the cookie crumbles for today. Remember today's tasks: create a list or Google it of the extra terms for each topic that you listed on day 2, add them to the flashcard decks, review the previous day's cards, and keep watching the videos. Tomorrow we'll be doing the exact opposite, listening. So, I'll talk to you soon, and see you then. Ciao. Hi, and hi again. How's everything been going lately? I hope that your language studies have been improving by leaps and bounds since the advent of this program. Before I continue with today's mini lesson or short, I'd like to congratulate you on your decision to commit to this mini course. It's probably been a long 4 or 5 days thus far, but I know that you're headed in the right direction. Alright, so what we're going to do today is begin the listening portion of our pseudo immersion program. That obviously comprises podcasts, songs, radio programs, and much more. So to begin, we're going to recover the list of the topics that we created yesterday. It was about the subjects that we were interested in. Today's lesson is more or less the same as day three's. Instead of searching for video that pertains to the topics of our interests, we'll surf the web for the audio versions of those subjects. If possible, we can download podcasts in our target language. But the most important step that we'll take today is to sign up for the TuneIn radio service. In case you haven't heard of TuneIn Radio is a pretty nifty website where users can listen to radio programs from all over the world. To the language learner, this is a gold mine. An app version is also available if you're trying to wean yourself away from computers in general like me. So to use TuneIn Radio, all we have to do is search for the country or one of the countries where our target language is spoken. Then we'll search under a category that interests us. I typically choose news or talk and tune in. Afterwards, we'll review the flashcards that we had made from yesterday. So that's the gist of it. Begin listening to programs in the target language and continue to review the flashcards. And that's actually it for today. Tomorrow we'll actually start to practice our speaking skills. Yeah! So again, please don't forget to complete the tasks and have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Later! Hi, once again, and welcome to today's edition of the mini course. Hopefully you've begun listening to a few radio broadcasts, podcasts, and the like. Don't worry if you don't understand. You will really soon. It all depends on how much time you decide to allocate towards it. For instance, I typically prescribe 2 hours per day of audio immersion for my Japanese students on italki. However, if you want to listen to the programming for a longer period of time than that on a daily basis, by all means listen to it the entire day. In fact, when I started to personally use this method for my Japanese studies, I had gone from virtually no media exposure to Japanese to a 20-hour per day regimen. I highly credit my success in Japanese to this learning approach. And if you're asking, yes, sleeping counts, at least to an extent. So aside from reviewing the flashcards and listening or watching the target language media, we're going to also start learning phrases. More importantly, we'll begin with the essential phrases such as hello, how are you, and thank you very much. Now, the beauty of the internet is that there's a plethora of websites that offer this kind of information for all serious learners and enthusiasts. But we're not going to take that route. Instead, we'll use apps and special software to learn the most essential phrases in our target language. One such popular app or software is BYKI. Using native speaker input, your pronunciation will dramatically improve as you learn the most common phrases in your target language. You can actually get started for free with this software. Another popular software program is Duolingo, which was declared Apple's App of the Year in 2013 or last year. Despite its short range of languages offered, it provides a really effective way of learning languages, all from the palm of your hand. So to repeat, check out the apps Duolingo and BYKI. They're really cool apps. Or you can always opt for Living Language or Rosetta Stone. In addition, you want to record your speech with the correct pronunciation of each word and phrase. This is essential for reaching the native speaker level. One app that I use for this, besides the language learning apps themselves, is the voice memo app for iPhone. There, I could record myself repeating very basic phrases in any language. If I'm really good in that particular language, I'll also try to record a memo to myself for upcoming events. Well, that's essentially it for today. Download one of the apps that I mentioned and begin learning the basic phrases in your target language today, among other things. Afterwards, we'll discuss the final day of the mini course and take it from there. Thanks once again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. Hi, hello, and congratulations for making it to the final day of this course. Woohoo! I want to commend you for sticking it out this past week. I know that it wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to do, but I'd like to tell you that you're definitely awesome. So congrats again. Hopefully, you have learned considerably much more than you had previously regarding your target language. Language learning is indeed a journey, and I'm sure that my polyglot friends will definitely agree with that last statement. Moving on, for today, we're going to continue listening to and or watching the target language media that we began viewing on day 3. We'll also continue to review the flashcards that we started creating on day 2. Last but not least, we're going to link up with the language partner whom we become friends with on the first day. I hope that you've been trying to build a relationship with them throughout this time because today we're going to start chatting with them. Awesome. So we'll contact them and start conversing with them in their native language. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. They'll happily assist you with any that you make, no problem. And since this will be among your first interactions in the target language, you'll be free to use Google Translate. Thus, you can chat for as long as you want about any topic. Once the chat is over, try to follow up with them over the next few days or so. They'll definitely appreciate it. And that concludes the first week. Alright, so in summation, language learning can be a very long process. In fact, it never ends. Even today, I'm learning new words and phrases in Japanese that I'd never heard of or known before. As I stated earlier, it's indeed a journey, and your inevitable fluency will depend upon a myriad of factors such as the similarities between your native language and the target language's grammar patterns, pronunciation, and writing systems. Of course, following this daily action plan for the first week will definitely help you get off to a great start in any language, whether it's your second, fifth, or 10th. That's essentially the course in a nutshell. Thank you very much. Oh, but I always wanted to say this, but wait, there's more. Here's a bonus reference list for anyone who wants to become an advanced language learner. You can just click on any link and you'll be taken to wonderful sites to learn more about language learning, fluency tips, and tricks. If you want to meet me on any of these websites, you can visit italki's website and give me a shout out. My tutor name is the same, Naim or Naim. You can just sign up and take some of my lessons, no issues. I also have my own website, which is available on the first slide of this presentation above my online store site. You can email me there if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Oops, sorry about that. Well, thanks once again, and stay awesome, my friend. Enjoy your journey, and I wish you the best on your language quest. And once again, you can email me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. You can check my website, naimmuhammad.com, for more information about language learning and making money online, essentially. They're really awesome sites. And thank you once again. Sayonara.